Like this looks nice, pretty, no? Here and there. But if I tell you that this costs a lot of money, will it change your perception about how nice or how beautiful it looks? No. And if I drop it, doesn't change a thing. But do you feel bad that I dropped it?
Yeah.
That is the reality that confronts us. One evening, in a small little town, a man named Joseph sat in his shop alone. He had spent years building the shop. Late nights, early mornings, and endless sacrifices. I mean, his family members knew about it, but they never even visited. His friends would pass through around the shop, but they never stopped to purchase or to patronize him. The community that he had grown in barely recognized his struggles. But 1 year later, Joseph died. It was a heart attack. And all of a sudden, the people that didn't even recognize that he was there, they rushed to his funeral. Contributions were made. Many people wore black, and they said kind words towards his death. In fact, his funeral house was so full that he could only remain in standing room. And yet his shop was empty while he lived. Tell you what, this is the paradox of humanity, and it's the paradox of human vulnerability. We tend to celebrate, and we're very fluent in the language of grief, but very illiterate in the dialect of joy. When grief shows up, we know what to say. We have the script. We say it's sad. Oh, really, I really wish that the Lord comforts you in this trying moment. But when joy comes, when triumph at birth, there's promotion, there's a graduation, people seem not to care. They don't seem to have a script on what to say. And if you ask why, the paradox is not really in the malice. Of course, it's part of it. But it is in how we have been socialized. Joy, celebration, good times are perceived as a solo flight, while grief is perceived as a collective responsibility. But I submit to you that both grief and joy, both grief and good times are an element of collective courage. Imagine Joseph, if his friends would have stopped by and patronized his business. Imagine if those contributions that they made on that particular last day could have been used to spend in his business. Imagine the excitement that you would have felt that my years of hard work have paid off. But none of that mattered, because in grief, people can relate. But in joy and good times, people compare. A lot of people are scared of celebrating another person's light, fearing that it will cast shadows on their unlit path. This is not culture. This is a choice, and it's a choice that we must change. What if we flipped the script? Instead of waiting to say kind words when people are dead, why don't we say them while they're still alive? Instead of waiting for you to buy me a coffee at EMAC here, why not do that after we're done with this masterclass? The point is, why not say those words that we say when someone is dead? Why not support the business while the owner is still alive? Why wait to contribute monies and move kilometers just to come and attend the burial? Because we want to pay our last respect, so it is said, when we could have paid the respect when the person was alive. It is the paradox of human vulnerability. I believe that the greatest tragedy is not that life has been lost. The greatest tragedy is when life is still existing and is never celebrated. Let's change the script. Let's visit our friends more. Let's call our friends more. Let's check up on our friends. Let's take our friends for ice cream, for coffee, for a drink, if they do. Because we are more valuable when we are alive than we are dead. The human vulnerability dictates that someone is more vulnerable when they are in grief than when they are in joy. But I submit to you, both events, joy, grief, they require witnesses, and we need to be there. And that's the reason why if you want to know your true friends, let something good happen to you and see if they'll be happy. Because in death, someone can show up and just say nothing and it will count for support. But in joy, they can't just show up and fold their arms. They'll have to clap. They'll have to look happy. And many people can't do that. The best way to celebrate life or to honor life is not how it is mourned, but it is how it is celebrated while it exists. Today, take someone that you've not heard from in a long time. Just tell them, just checking up on you and see if that won't mean a lot much more than you think. Because when we collectively come together and be present and available for the people that are presently alive, we are fueling their purpose for existence. My grandfather's name is Moonga and my name is Olly. Thank you. So only two people clapping. Okay, it's okay.